Okay, this is Captain Marvel number 9, and this is the second shot at making this video. The first video went on for 18 minutes because I just started ranting and raving about just the state of the comic book industry and the film industry, to be fair, and a little bit of politics. I even found a reason to tie in Obama's kids in cages, but I'm not going to get started on this. I'm going to do a very quick review of this, but let me go right to the next cover. Stunning and brave. Isn't that a compelling cover? You just want to buy it, don't you? Okay, let me go right to the letters. Isn't this cute? Kamala Khan and Miss Marvel and Captain Marvel. Don't they both wear those bizarre scarves? But they wear the scarves around their waist. It's like it's supposed to be a cape or something. Kind of weird. I don't know what the point of that is. Okay, let me just read this letter. This girl, pretty blonde girl who reading a comic in her ya boy style, in her Kia, whatever. Greetings, Captain Marvel team. This week's issue was so good. I would have stopped at the second so. It was come see, come saw. This issue was so. It wasn't even so. It wasn't even that. It was just like styrofoam. Every time I pick up the newest Captain Marvel, I rush out to my car and read it then and there. Does this sound like bull to you? Sounds like bull to me. We'll find out why she's writing this in a second. I love this series, and its ability to empower women, okay, buzzword, through these female heroes, while also showing that these characters are vulnerable and human too. Maybe, I don't know, I'm not a grammatical expert. Well, human for the most part. You all rock. No, and I look up to you so much. Thank you for bringing some of my favorite heroes to life in such a beautiful way. It is my dream to write for Marvel one day. Okay, that's why it is my dream to write for Marvel one day. I want a job in a dying industry. That's why I'm giving you a glowing review. To be fair, she didn't really mention anything that shows insider knowledge of the comic book itself. Anyone can post a picture of them holding up a $4 piece of paper. It doesn't mean you read it. Nothing in here leads me to believe that you actually read it. It's my dream to write for Marvel one day and to continue to carry on your legacy. Please don't use legacy with who wrote this? Kelly Thompson, I think. Nothing she has ever done could be construed as creating a legacy of anything, unless there's a legacy of garbage. She's the Bono of comics. He is number 2. Okay, get ready for some buzzwords. Unique, diverse, and empowering. Second time she used that word. Second paragraph, second time she used that word. Though it's not indented, so it's not a paragraph. Empowering heroes and diverse. Thank you so much. Can't wait to read the next issue. Until next time, Excelsior. She just wants a job in Marvel. Why do you want a job in Marvel? To make, I don't know, $50,000 a year. If that, I don't know what they make, but I don't think it's that much for a book that sells. I looked at the sales figures. This is issue number 9. It's probably selling in, I couldn't find the latest sales figures, but I think issue number 7 was in the mid-20s. So issue number 9 is probably at 20,000 by now, and it'll probably be canceled. It probably won't go to 12 issues. So you can mark my words, and that's the Deadpool for this season's Captain Marvel. I think it'll probably hit 12 issues, and they won't. That'll be about it. Okay, so this letter is absolute garbage. It doesn't mean anything. It's just. I must admit that I never heard of Captain Marvel until the MCU hype. I didn't think I would even like her or the movie. Well, honey, next time, trust your instincts. I hate it when people say sweetie in that kind of patronizing. A lot of women on Twitter do that. They call people honey and sweetie, and I just made that mistake, so I'm sorry. Then I saw the movie on opening night and was hooked. How? I watched Alita Battle Angel the other night and Captain Marvel the other night. I thought, you know what? I'll do a little review. I'll compare and contrast them kind of thing. Okay, I watched Alita Battle Angel twice. Pretty good film. It wasn't a great film. Don't get me wrong. Neither film was amazing. It was a good film. It was good enough to watch twice and kind of think about it. Yeah, it was a good film. And if they made a sequel hopefully would be a little bit better. I tried to watch Captain Marvel and I couldn't get through it. And that I've never not gotten through a Captain Marvel film before. Okay, I can't read any more of that. That's just it's like these people have heavy metal poisoning or something. Nobody cares. She's punching through the glass ceiling. Okay, this is the first page. I never got through a Captain Marvel. I never not got through a Marvel film before. I've always watched Marvel films more than once. The only one that was I didn't really resonate with me was Venom. I saw that once. I thought this movie is not very good. So I watched it again, and I still thought, no, it's not very good. I don't get it. I don't understand it. People like it. And when I saw Guardians of the Galaxy Part 2, the first time I watched it, I thought, this movie's not very good either. It kind of misses the mark. And then I waited, and I watched it again. I thought, whoa, it's actually okay now. So I'm surprised. I'm surprised that I saw it. I changed my mind on that. But this is the first page. And okay, you start off, there's a ratio in comics. There's like the general rules of accounting, general accepted principles of accounting, whatever it's called. And there's the general accepted principles of comic book writing. There's ratios of text to art and action to slow scenes. And, if you're a great writer and you can tell great stories, you don't have to follow the rules. If you want to write a completely text-based comic with just a few drawings put in, as long as your story is great, that's fine. You can do whatever you want as long as you're a master of the game. Kelly Thompson is not a master of any game. So the first page starts off with a wall of text. I'm not going to read it. And the first image is not very compelling. It's two 30-year-old single cat women. Well, I guess she's not single because you see the dude in the background. Approved body types. Yes, that's the thing. Every woman in this book has the same body type. They're 5'7", 120 pounds. They look like a marathon runner. A little bit more muscular than a marathon runner. Maybe like a ladies' fitness model before breast implants. If you ever watch, there's women's bodybuilding, and those chicks are on testosterone and D-ball and DECA and everything. They are huge. And oddly enough, the testosterone causes their clitorises to grow, like seriously grow. And if you're close to the stage, someone gave me free tickets once, you can sometimes see it through their bikini bottoms because it will be erect like a miniature penis. I kid you not. So fitness models are a step below that. I don't think they're doing anything stronger than clenbuterol, which is just a fat burner, or a little ephedrine, caffeine, aspirin, something like that. A muscle preservatives, keto, fat burners, that kind of stuff. So they're like, this is the body type, except they usually have boob jobs. 5'7", 120 pounds, nothing compelling. They want to avoid the male gaze. Fair enough. But let me tell you something about women, Kelly Thomas, and anyone who works in Marvel. Women like looking at beautiful women. In a racial relationship, of course. I'm obviously mixed race myself, and I come from a mixed family, and my extended family is also mixed for some reason. It's we're all very, very global family. And I wonder if I see this kind of stuff, and it kind of makes me laugh because are the writers and editors who do this kind of stuff, are they also mixed? And then you look at their Twitter and they're not. So it's like rules for thee, but not for me. They're advocating a position that they don't actually follow themselves. And I can just look at this and just think, this is silly. Why are you doing this if you don't actually do it yourself? It feels like they're posers. Okay, so you get to this scene, and they're in they call it a sewer, which people often make that mistake. It's a storm drain. A sewer is something else. This is a storm drain. It just takes overflow water from the street. This is actually the biggest storm drain. I don't think, even in cities, they're not this big. The ceilings wouldn't be that high. This is like under Paris or something. Okay. This is just water overflow, and after a couple of rains, it's actually pretty clean. The only thing you'll get in there might be a few dead animals, but after a few rains, after the rains wash away the street oil and the street debris and dead cats and coyote scat, the storm runoff is actually very, very clean. I mean, relatively speaking, you wouldn't want to hang out there for long. So this scene could have tension in it. It could have drama. It could be dark and foreboding and macabre and eldritch and whatever other words of the days you can think of. But it's not. Actually, it's too well lit to think about it that way. These guys got this huge Amazon LED light or something. It's way too well lit. And the characters, a woman and an African, are complete purse puppies. They're Mary Sue's. The writer and the editors and anyone who works in Marvel will never have them face any challenges or adversity, because that means they're vulnerable, they did something wrong. And if they make the characters multifaceted, it means that Marvel is racist and sexist. Sounds like nonsense? Of course it's nonsense. But that's the state of film and comics. They literally can't make the characters interesting. There is no ascension arc. There's nothing to ascend to, because the characters are already complete. They're already at climax. They're as perfect as they can be. They have nothing to overcome. They have nothing. They have no redemption. They have nothing to rise out of. No challenges to overcome. They're already there. They encounter this. Who is that guy? Kurt Eichenwald, who faps to Tentacle Prawn, because he said he was showing it to his kid. And your boy Zach said, I wouldn't let Kurt Eichenwald watch my kids. I wouldn't let Kurt Eichenwald watch my kids. I wouldn't let him watch my pets. I wouldn't let him watch my houseplant, because I value that houseplant. He's a sick, twisted individual. But I know he's never going to watch this. Okay, there's no tension in this scene. For a lot of stories and music has tension and resolution. It's build up and climax and release. And please don't think about Brie Larson and climax and release, because I wonder if she maintains that wooden expression. Never mind. Get that thought out of your mind. Think of Kurt Eichenwald naked, fapping furiously to tentacles. Okay, there's no tension in this. God, this review already went into X-rated territory. Sorry about that. See, when I'm off script, I guess I just go a little nuts. There's no tension, and there can be no resolution, because these characters are, if they're Mary Sue's, they're completely invulnerable to all harm. They can't be hurt. They have plot armor. So why am I reading a story where there's not... This is the end of the story. They've already ascended to godhood. There's nowhere to grow. So they find this monster. I don't care about this backstory. Oh, look, another approved body type. And that's another, this is a woman. This is Hulk. Remember when female Hulk was, is that politically correct to say female Hulk? Is that like saying female Thor? I'm sorry. This is a woman. These are both women. Facts, not an evidence. There was a comic that had female Hulk actually looking attractive. This isn't it. Look at that girl. That is approved body type. 120 pounds. Big B cup. At least she has a big B cup. That's something. She fights Kurt Eichenwald's fat material. Let's get to that shot. That is a fitness chick's back. That is a muscular, strong back. That's a healthy young man. Okay. You have to look at this. Note how the body is contorted. The butt is turned away, and the breasts are turned away. There is no male gaze. There is no female gaze. There's no gay gaze. There is no transsexual gaze. Listen, writers and artists at Marvel, gays and straights, cis and trans, we all like to look at beautiful men and women. Beautiful people. Please make beautiful art. We like beautiful art. This is not beautiful art. You didn't go to art school to draw this garbage. I don't know if you went to art school or not. We get the symbolism here, guys. You thought you're slick. You thought you'd sneak this one by us. That's all I'll say about it. I won't mention. Don't say it, Bianca. Don't say it. I won't say it. I might say it on BitChute, but I won't say it on YouTube. Won't say it. Butt in shadows. Is that even a butt? You know, Marvel, you have African American viewers. What do African American guys like? They like big butts. Talk to some of your African American viewers. Ask them what they'd like to see in their female characters. They want to see big, juicy, round butts. No, nobody wants to see that. Nobody, even I don't know, what group of people is not into big butts? Well, even the people who aren't into big butts, they're into some butt, at least some gluteus maximus. You ever try walking up a hill, walking upstairs? You need the gluteus maximus to move yourself against gravity. Okay, so she fights some stupid monster, some Eichenwaldian monster. It's not even Lovecraftian anymore. It's Kurt Eichenwald's fat material. She gets saved by another approved body type who has a camel toe for some reason. Okay, I want you to look at this image and imagine that that's not white bodysuit. That's her skin. It's just there's like a flash photography and it whited out her skin. If that's her skin, that looks like you've drawn her vagina and you've drawn her. She has a landing strip. She shaved it off, so or she waxed it off, so there's just a landing strip or a little happy trail, and that's the cleft of her labia. And you drew that, and I already zoomed in on it. Why would you draw that? That is bizarre. Doesn't it look like she's naked? I mean, that's the artist is Carmen Carnello. Carmen of the Meat, I think Carn is Latin for meat. Why would you draw that? Another scene with more approved body types. Both these women apparently don't have breasts or butts, but they are approved body types. Did I zoom in? Oh, yeah, there she is. Is that a long-haired guy? He belongs in a rock band or something? The Arachnids? It's not a woman. Okay? Women, there are diverse female bodies. And when you draw people like this, you're saying there's only literally one approved body type. This. 5'7", 5'8", 127 pounds, B cups. Nothing wrong with B cups. Some guy was in... Oh, God, this is already 17 minutes. Damn it. Okay. Some guy was in my comments the other day, and I was talking about, I think, a Captain Marvel comic from like a month ago, and I was talking about the lack of the feminine form, the feminine mystique, the feminine magic, the feminine magic that makes much of the world go round, that drives the biological imperative. And he went off in a couple of comments, but it's funny because he used some bad words, so his comments are buried. So it says 2 comments, or no, it says like 5 comments, but there's only 2 visible because his comments are buried. Never mind. I won't say. Okay, this is next month's issue. And he was talking about some women have B cups. They don't all look like supermodels or whatever. They don't all look buxom. The thing is, go look at your female friends, and they run the gamut. Some are tall and thin, or some are low body fat, higher body fat. Some have huge breasts, medium breasts, small breasts. Some have the kind of the runner's body, and some look like they're all over the map. They're not all 5'7", 127 pounds. You're saying, I mean, that's as bad as, like you're saying, you want to avoid the hourglass figure because anything that attracts men is bad for some reason? Or what? I mean, what about women? Anything that attracts women, is that bad also? This kind of comic is, it's sad to watch because I was reading some guy's quote on, it was Wiki, I should have screen capped it. The guy, I think his last name was Mr. Schwartz. He made this great comment about what SJWs do to an industry. They get in an industry like parasites and they destroy it. And what they do is they gain control of an industry not to advance the goals of the industry, but to advance themselves in the industry. And they would rather see the industry burn down with themselves at the apex of the hierarchy than have the industry actually continue on with themselves in a lower position. I read that and I thought, oh my God, this guy is absolutely right. It's what they do. They will burn an industry down as long as they ascend to the top of the pyramid. And then when the industry burns down, like mainstream comics is doing, and it happens to a lot of websites, they get in there and they just destroy it. They'll just move on to another industry. You know the joke about learning to code, the writers need to learn to code. There's a lot of writers who are going to get put out of work when they work for Vox and BuzzFeed, and a lot of the other, Slate, Salon, Mike, and Now This, and all those left-wing magazines or internet magazines that They boom and bust. They get a lot of startup capital. Venture capitalists invest, but they never write in black ink. They're always writing in red ink, like for the first few years. And they get more and more venture capital, but they continue writing in red ink. That means they're taking a loss. They never actually turn a profit, and they pay these writers for clicks and stuff like that. And so the writers are not getting paid very much to write these just clickbait garbage articles. It's like outrage prawn. They say something just, sure to tick people off just to get clicks and eyeballs. That's why it's important to archive these articles when you share them. Don't give them the clicks. Don't give them the revenue. So they get into these industries, they burn them down, and they just move on to other industries. And they burn that down too. And thank God we have Comicsgate. And I made this video to be shorter than the last one, and it's actually freaking longer. Damn it. Do I do this third time a charm? Did I try for the third time? You know what I could do with the first video? I could put a hot word in the title so it won't send out notifications, but it'll be on the page. So if you go to it, you can watch it if you want to. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe, guys, and I will see you next episode.